Thank you. Okay, there's number 1. This is now activity 6.3. It said complete the following tables if there is a relationship between the position in the sequence and the term in the sequence. Okay, so I didn't write that first part. I will as you guys go along. I quickly mark. No. Yeah, you do. Thank you. No, put that away. It's not break anymore. Better. Listen, while I'm waiting for you guys to finish marking, please remember that tomorrow is the investigation. Okay? Yeah, tomorrow. Remember, you can't study for it. All you've got to do is be at school. Okay? Don't be absent, because if you are, it's either a doctor's certificate or 0. All right? You don't know what it's about.
It's out of 25.
So all you've got to do tomorrow is read carefully, and then you would be able to do it all. Okay? I show you examples of how to do it. So all you've got to do is look at the example, do the same. Right. Okay, so over here, the first thing that you had to see is I keep on adding 7 to get the next one. Okay, so then I knew term n will be 7n, and then I don't know, would there be something added or subtracted after that? So we go and test. I say term 1 would then be 7 times 1, which gives me 7, and term 1 is 7. So that's how I knew I didn't have to add or subtract anything. Okay? Can I skip?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, there's number 2. Quickly mark that one. Right, over here, same thing. I just had to add 1 every time. So that's how I knew it would be term n is equal to 1n. But then, I don't know, do I subtract something or add something? So let's go check. I then substitute n. So term 1 is equal to 1 times 1. And that actually gives me 1. But I'm supposed to end with, what was term 1 was minus 4. No. So the only way that I could get that to be minus 4 is to say, okay, so let's go and subtract 5. No. You fine with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now to get the general rule, I'll use term n is equal to term n is equal to 1n, or just n, and then minus 5. Okay, so to get term 10, I said 1 times 10, which gives me 10, minus 5. So that gave me 5. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Can I skip? You done? Okay, there's number 3. Okay, so you could have used the decimals or fractions over here. I stuck to decimals. So what we basically did is I added 0,25 every time to get to the next term. So you could have kept on adding 0,25 to give you that 1 and then the 1,25. Now because of that, I knew that my general equation over here would be term n is equal to 0,25 times n. But now we've got to go test, do I add something after that or subtract something? So over here, I'm going to substitute n. So term 1 would then be 0,25 times 1. And that gives me 0,25. And what is term 1 supposed to be? 0.25. So by substituting in, I could see that I don't have to add or subtract anything. So let's go get term 10. So now I say 0.25 times 10, and that gave me the 2.5. Any questions there? Can I skip? Can I skip? Okay, there's number 4. Quickly mark. People, mark, please. Ja. Ek luister. Het nou nog gemaan? Ja. Right, any questions here?
No.
Can I skip?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Over here, there isn't really a lot to be shown. What I saw is there wasn't a constant difference. So there wasn't the same number being added or subtracted throughout. So what I want you to see is that term 1 was 1, term 2 was 8. So that gave me a clue, 1 to the power of 3. And 2 to the power of 3 gave me 8. 3 to the power of 3 gave me 27. So that's how I knew that the term number to the power of 3 would give me what it should be. So 4 to the power of 3 gave me the 64. 5 to the power of 3, the 125. Ek het nou nog sê bære, né? And 10 to the power of 3 is 1000. Christopher bære, anders gaan ek inskrywing gee. Want ek het mos al gepraat. Right, any questions there?
No, man.
Hands up, we're still copying you? Okay.
Did you enjoy the weekend? You know?
I did, thank you. Kids at sport and we had a wedding and
So, man, did you win and go watch it? Thank you to us.
I didn't watch that last night. Okay, hands up who's copying? You're still busy. Can I skip? Right, there's number 6. So over here, you will see that we didn't have a constant difference because I first added 3 and then added 5, then added 7. Okay? But the first difference isn't the same. But the second difference, have a look. You would see that it was 3, 5, 7, and then it would have been 9, 11. Right? So over here, you'll see that the second difference was the same. I think I can't remember if I showed you guys this. Did I?
Yes,
Now, when your second difference is the same, you would you can then look at whether it could be to the power of 2, meaning a quadratic equation. Okay, so that's how I knew it would be n to the power of 2. Now, please remember that even if this was plus 6 plus 6, it would still be n to the power of 2. That's why we call it quadratic equation. Okay, all you've got to check is that these must be the same. Second difference must be the same, and then that's how we know it would be quadratic. Okay, right, so now I know it must be n to the power of 2. So let's go test. Term 1, would there be 1 to the power of 2, which still gives me 1, but I'm supposed to get 2. And that was my clue that I had to add 1. Okay, then always go test 1 or 2 to make sure that you have the right equation. So let's go test equation 2. It would be 2 to the power of 2, which gives me 4, plus 1. It does give me 5. So now I know my formula is correct. So let's go get term 5 and then term 10. So 5 to the power of 2, I'm now over here. 5 to the power of 2 gave me 25 plus 1. So that is how I knew this will be 26. Okay. Then 10 to the power of 2 gives me 100 plus 1. So that's how I knew that term 10 would be 101. All right. Can I go on? Anyone else still copying? Okay. Exercise 6.4. At 6.4, they say, use the given rule to complete the following tables. Now, all you had to do is fill it in. You will see that at the bottom, I just showed you how I got to those numbers. But you would obviously use your calculator, no?
Yes, ma'am.
And remember, I said specifically when we substitute people, remember to use brackets. No?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So any question at this one?
No, ma'am. Any questions, guys?
Yeah. After school or during school? I am available today from 2:30 until 3:30. I'm going to be here if you can. Okay. All right. Any questions at number 1? Can I skip? You can come in register time. This week, register can be Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Okay.
I'm not coming to school on Thursday and Wednesday.
Can I skip? Wie skryf nog? Quick, people.
Yeah. From now on, you don't like what you mean. You always have heartbreaks. If you wait that my relationship is coming over. You my friend.
No, come on, Kazi. Stop it. Okay, right. Hands up, you're still copying here. Come, did you do your homework? Then I'm not going to wait. Okay, number 2. Okay, so over here, again, we had to substitute in. Please remember to use brackets. Otherwise, you might get a completely different answer. Okay? So this exercise was nice and easy.
It was super easy. Didn't know it was hard, but it was easy.
Right. Any questions at number 2? Can I skip? Hands up, we're still copying. Right, number 3. Again, you just had to substitute in. I'm not showing how I did it. Is it necessary?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
The formula is very,
Yes.
it's the easiest.
Feel it clear? Yes. Can I skip? Okay. Quickly, Mount Laker. We had the same thing on Friday. Quiet and multiple something.
I'm a professional.
All right. I assume everyone is done, so can I skip?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, there's number 5. Okay, so at number 5, here we have a square. Now, please remember that for the, I don't know how many time, brackets are important, right? So you would, for the very first one, say 1, why doesn't it now want to write? Sorry. One to the power of 2 plus 1 will give you 1 plus 1, and that's how I got to the 2. Do you guys understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The next one would be 2 to the power of 2. Oopsie, sorry. Plus 1. Which means it's 4 plus 1. And that's how I get the 5. All right. But you didn't have to show how you substituted. That you did on your calculator. Can I skip?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. There's number. Ooh, I love it. There's number 6. Can I skip?
No. Yes, hot analysis of the calendar. That's there.
Right. Can I skip? Because if you guys start talking, I assume we're done. Come on.
Do you hear what he's saying, ma'am?
No, I don't want to hear. Right. Okay. So at 6.6, number 1, you were given n and then a half 3n squared minus n. And then the 1 and the 5. Yes, this is exercise 6.5. All right, so it says, use the sketches and the formula to complete the following table on pentagonal, I don't know how to pronounce it, numbers. Okay, so pattern 1 actually had 1 dot, right? Or, yeah. Pattern 2 had 5 dots. How many dots did pattern 3 have? 12. And if you did not want to count them, then you could also go and substitute into that formula. Okay. Right. Then pattern number 4, that had 22. Yes. But you just had to add. No? Add them all up to get that. Okay. Now, to get to 5, 10 was also given. Sorry. 10 was given as 145. Okay, so all we've got to do is get 5 and 18. So to get 5, I'm going to say a half. 3 times 5 to the power of 2 minus 5. And that whole thing you put into a calculator just like it is, right?
It just gives you the answer automatically.
Of 35. Okay, now. Okay, then number 18. Automatis. So 18 would give you 477. Any questions there? You guys good? Can I skip?
Yes, ma'am.
Quick. Right, can I skip? Okay, the next one, number 2, I had n, and then the formula was given as 2n squared minus n. Okay? Okay, so you could have counted the dots. At pattern 1, I had 1 dot. At pattern 2, I had 6 dots. At pattern 3, I had 15. And at pattern 4, I had 28. Okay, now, from there on, we couldn't count the dots in the picture, so then we had to go and substitute. So to get pattern 5, I would say 2 times 5 to the power of 2 minus 5. And that gave me 45. Right, then we also had to get to 20. So I would say 2 times 20 to the power of 2. And then minus 20.
780.
Good. That gave me 780. Right, any questions there? Yes. No. 2 marks. You would get a mark for those, and you would get a mark for those two. So, because this was just basic substitution, nothing. So if you get one of these two wrong, you lose out on the full mark. We never give halves. Then 1 mark. Thank you. Any other questions here? Can I skip? Okay, number 3. Number 3 says use the formula to complete the following table. So over here, we only had a formula. We could not go and count dots or have a look at the picture. All right. All right, so to get term 4, I would say 3 times 4 to the power of 2 minus 2, minus 2 times 4. Say again. So that would give you 40. Okay, then we also got to substitute in 5. So 3 times 5 to the power of 2. Wat op aarde gaan nie aan. Sorry, 5 to the power of 2 minus 2 times 5. My pen is making all kinds of funny stuff today. That gave you 65. Okay, let's substitute in the last one. So 3 times 20. You guys at the back, you're being very rude. Minus 2 times 20. Double 160. So, any questions here?
No, ma'am.
Let me skip to the next exercise. Anyone still copying? Right, now we're busy with exercise 6.6. Come on. All right, so this was the number of houses. My pen wil nie vandag maak soos wat ek wil nie. Have you really got one?
Yes, I do. It works, sir.
Yeah, man, that's not going to work, yeah.
It's gone over. I've been trying to run my wireless every time at the church.
Okay, right. So in that picture, the first house had 6 matches. The second one had 11. The third one had how many? How many people? 16. Thank you. Okay. So by now we should see a pattern. Okay. What did we do to get from here to there? Plus 5. And again, plus 5. So if I add 5 again, I'm going to get 21. Can I now add 5 again? No, because it's not a consecutive term. So let's get the general term. So we know that term n would have been 5n. But the rest I don't know yet. So let's go substitute n. If it was term 1, I would say 5 times 1. And that gave me 5. But how much should I actually have gotten? Term 1 is how much? 6. So because of that, I knew that, what did I have to do? Plus 1. Good. So I had to plus 1 everywhere to get to that 6. So that's what I'm saying. Therefore, my formula is term n is equal to 5n plus 1. No. Now let's go get number 10. So I can already fill this in here. 5n plus 1. So let's go substitute in to get term 10. So it would be term 10 would be 5 times 10, which gives me 50 plus 1. So that is why it would be 51. Right, any questions there? Put off the music, close the computer. You're supposed to focus here now. You've got nothing on that computer. Can I skip? Who's still copying? No, I'm not going to wait for you because you were busy on your computer. Hands up, who else is still copying?
Just 51.
51. Right, number 2. Okay, wait, listen. Tomorrow is your investigation. So the homework is not for tomorrow. It is for Wednesday. Exercise 6.7. That's the last exercise of this chapter. Okay? You guys may go. Thank you.